if you're an investor and you're looking at investing in property, this is for you, and I'm going to give you a rough calculation right now, a rule of thumb calculation for you to work out your borrowing capacity. Now, a lot of people don't realize, but your borrowing capacity is another source of income. It's another source of capital that you can get access to help you to accelerate your wealth. You know, a guy named Kiyosaki, he said, OPM, other people's money. He was the one that made that concept very familiar. It's a concept that the rich know, and basically what it is that getting your hands on other people's money that you can use to control assets to exponentially grow your wealth is really the name of the game. So right now, you've got to think about your borrowing capacity as this. There's a bank out there somewhere with a bank account with your name on it, with a bunch of money sitting on it, and if you're not borrowing that money to invest in assets, then you're literally leaving that money in the bank and it's earning you nothing. So it is a complete waste. You know, me growing up, poor family, no one ever taught me this. This is what the rich know. Use other people's money, the bank's money. Now, the great thing is that if you're in Australia or New Zealand, we live in like the greatest countries on earth. I mean, look at Australia, for example. You can walk into a bank and you can so easily get access to 500,000, 600,000 or more to be able to purchase property. So I'm going to show you that rule of thumb now. Now, basically the formula is this to work out your borrowing capacity. It's gross income times a factor of 6 or 7 to get the range of your borrowing capacity. So this is just a rough rule. So I'm going to use some general numbers so it's really easy for you to follow along right now. So let's imagine you've got a household income of 100K. So if we times that by 6, that's a borrowing capacity of 600,000. If we times it by 7, that's a borrowing capacity of 700,000. Now that's gross income. However, what you have to do now is you have to deduct any existing debt that you have. So let's say that you're living in your own property. And let's say that you've got a mortgage on this property of 300,000. Okay, so your borrowing capacity might be 600,000 to 700,000, but you've got existing debt of 300,000. So the difference is 300,000 to 400,000. So that would be your borrowing capacity. Now, it's only when you speak to you know, a mortgage broker or go to your bank that you can actually find out exactly what that amount is, but that's a general rule of thumb. Now, some of you are already on the journey of owning investment properties or have other sources of income. So how do you factor that in? So let's say you've got 2 investment properties. Let's say the rent that you're getting on each property is $500 a week for each one. That's $26,000 a year. Okay, so what is your gross income? So it's 100K plus 26,000 plus 26,000. That's 152,000. Okay, that's your gross income. So you times that by 6, or you times that by 7 to basically work out what your borrowing capacity is going to be. And then you'll look at any debt that you have on your home that you live in, any debt that you have on these particular properties, and deduct that debt from that overall amount, and that will work out your borrowing capacity. Now, if you've got a borrowing capacity of anywhere from 350,000 to 550,000, you can get yourself a really high quality investment property right now with a positive cash flow, and that's really, really important when you're investing. So guys, just remember that rule: 6 to 7 times gross income minus existing debt as a general rule of thumb to generally work out your borrowing capacity. Cheers, guys.